How you doing? Greg here. I've had a number of people lately that have come to me asking for advice and tips on how on earth one starts to look for employment abroad. Unfortunately, we are in challenging times, and very often job opportunities may lie further afield than we would like. So how do we go about sourcing and securing a position abroad, particularly when we're not in that country? So I've had a lot of thoughts about this, and I'll give you a couple of my thoughts now, and I'd very much like for you to stop by and give me your advice and your thoughts on how you think finding a job abroad, what tactics work well for you. I think the first thing with any job search that you've got to look at is decide exactly where you want to work. So have a look at what countries are out there, what kind of positions that you believe are in those countries, and focus on searching for employment in that country. Once you've done that, if you have any friends or family that you know that are in that country, lean on them, talk to them. Find out what their advice is about securing employment in their country. At the end of the day, they should know. So who are the top recruitment agencies in Belgium, for example? What's the best job employment website in Belgium? And what social media do most people in Belgium use? So those would be key questions that I'd very much ask. Now, if you don't have people in the country you're targeting or know anyone, the internet has made the world a much closer place. So get on the internet, do research, join relevant groups for that country through LinkedIn or Facebook, and start to engage with the members of those groups and ask them for advice and ask them for questions of how best you target employment in that particular country. So that's really the first starting point. The second thing I think that's really important if you are looking for jobs in a foreign country is to look at ways of making yourself as effortless to contact as possible. There's no doubt about it, we're going to be at a disadvantage living in Ireland, looking for a job in Belgium, so we want to make it as easy as possible and as attractive as possible for an employer to contact us. So I would suggest Skype phone calls. I would make myself available for telephone interviews at any stage, and I would try and make it apparent to that employer that you can contact me anytime. The third thing that I think I would very much focus on doing is being as creative as I can and demonstrating my passion and my ability for working in that country and for any particular company out there. And how I would potentially do that is look at creative ways of communicating with that employer, that recruitment agency, or whoever I'm targeting. So for example, you could use something creative like a video email to introduce yourself, as well as attaching your CV. So a site you could do that for would be iJot. Start using different social media networks that are specifically relevant to that country. Write a blog and attach that blog to every CV application. Again, demonstrating your expertise, your ability and your willingness to move to that country. A very good way of getting buy-in. Finally, another thing that really does work if you are persistent about your job search abroad is to block off a week in 4 to 6 weeks from now that you are physically going to commit to being in that country to attend interviews, and literally use that as a time frame to work towards to make as many appointments and have as many interviews as physically possible. And if an employer knows that you're serious and they know that you're going to be in the country in 4 weeks, well, they're far more likely to want to meet you than if you're not. Simple as that. So those are my thoughts about finding a job abroad when you're sitting in a different country. So I'm inviting you very much to drop me a line and share your thoughts with me. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.